Hey guys, hope you are all well. As you can see from the title today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make cheese and onion quiche. I will leave all the recipes and all the measurements down in the description below. So we're going to start off by making the pastry case for the quiche. So for this you're going to need 280 grams of plain flour and 140 grams of cold butter. When you're cutting the butter, it's easier to cut the butter into small cubes, and this will help when you're mixing in the flour and the butter together. So now you want to rub in the butter and the flour together, and you want to keep doing it till all the bits of butter are all evenly mixed in, and you'll know when this is done when the mixture starts to kind of look like ground almonds. So now that the mixture is ready, we now want to add in 8 tablespoons of cold water to the mixture. So now we're going to mix this all together till it forms a dough, and you don't want to overwork the dough, you just want to mix it till it's just mixed. So now we're going to get ready to start rolling the dough, and what I like to do is get a piece of cling film and then put the dough on top of this, and then put another piece of cling film on top. And I do this because the less you handle the dough, the easier it is to actually use it, because the more you handle it, the hotter your hands are, it kind of melts the butter, so the less you handle the dough, the better. So what I like to do is roll it in between 2 pieces of cling film. Dough is almost ready. You want to make sure it's not too thin and it's not too thick either. So what we're going to do now is take off the top layer of cling film, and then we're just going to get some flour and just slightly dust it, because you don't want to add too much flour, and also we're going to add flour to the rolling pin as well. So what I like to do is wrap the pastry around the rolling pin, and this helps as well when you pick it up, so there'll be less chance of you breaking it. So what I've done is just sprayed the tin with a little bit of oil spray, and now what we're going to do is roll the pastry over the tin. And now what I like to do is, I don't want to force the pastry to go into place, so if you just lift the sides up, it kind of all just falls into place. So now what I'm going to do is break off a little bit of dough around the edge and put it into a ball and press the edges in. Because it's the same dough, it doesn't actually stick to the pastry, and this really helps it get right into the ridges and helps it get into the proper shape of the tin. So now what I'm going to do is get the rolling pin and just roll over the tin, and this just takes away all the excess pastry, and I just like to press the top bit of the pastry so you know it really has got right into the tin. So now what we're going to do is just prick the base of the tin, and after this is done we're going to put it in the fridge and let it chill for a couple of hours. So now that the pastry has chilled for a couple of hours, we are now going to blind bake it. So just get a piece of parchment paper just a little bit bigger than the actual tin and put this on top. And I actually use baking beans, but you can use rice or just anything really. Then pouring this on top and making sure it's in all the edges so the pastry doesn't puff up and it doesn't break. So we will bake this at 180 degrees between 20 and 25 minutes. While the pastry case is cooking, we're just going to do the filling. So just cut in half 2 onions and we're just going to thinly slice these. So I've just heated up a small pan with a bit of oil and we're just going to put the onions in here and let them slowly cook. So now that the pastry case is baked, you want to just lift up the paper and make sure the bottom is half cooked. So what we're going to do now is pour the beans out and just cook this for a further 5 minutes till the bottom of the base is fully cooked. So I have just grated some cheese here for the egg mixture. So what we're going to do now is get some double cream and pour this straight into a jug, and we'll also be adding in 2 eggs as well. We're just going to whisk this together till they have both fully combined. So now we're only going to add in 3/4 of the grated cheese to the cream mixture and then mixing this together till it has all combined. I'm just chopping up a few chives here for the garnish on top. You don't have to do this, I just had some so I thought I'd just use them up. Now that the tart case is cooked, I have whisked up 1 egg and I'm going to brush the case with it to help seal up any holes there may be so the liquid mixture doesn't leak through, and we're just going to put this back in the oven for a couple of minutes till the egg mixture has cooked. So we're now going to put the cooked onions at the bottom of the tart case, and you just want to evenly spread them all around the tart case. Only going to pour in half of the liquid mixture and pour the other half when we're in the oven because it'll be easier to carry and there's less spillages as well. So I've let this cook for like 5 minutes, and as you can see it's starting to cook and it's less liquidy. So now I'm going to put the other quarter of the cheese we had left and sprinkle this on top, and also I'll be putting the chives on top as well and letting this bake for another 20-25 minutes. So I've just taken this out the oven, and as you can see it has risen a bit, and you just want to let this cool down and it will sink as it cools. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're all staying safe during this self-isolation period. Please make sure to hit that thumbs up button, and please like, comment and subscribe, and see you guys next time.